just want to go through one of my older stories. I've never written any of my stories down. They've all been recorded onto cassette tapes and MP3s. There's never been a text version of any of my stories. I don't think there ever will, unless somebody does it for me, because I don't know why, I just don't write. I don't type. I don't write. I do type, but I don't write. I don't know. Whatever. So this is in the midst of conversion therapy being... This story was written while I was having demons cast out of me and told that being homosexual was, you know, evil and demonic, and you were full of demons, and the demons were making you do your perverted things, having boyfriends and things like that. So this story, the way I explain it is, I went to bed at night and I dreamed these stories through. I worked these through in my head before I fell asleep. Every night, it's almost as like I used this method as a process to live my real life and work things through in the world with daily life through this imaginary world. Now I created this imaginary world right from a very, very young age, and I've always done this since I was a child, and I don't know if it's got anything to do with why it's never been written down. I guess it is. But anywho, so we're in this situation. A lot of these stories at the time were kind of like a girl trapped inside the physical body of a guy, like a girl wrapped in a cloak of a body of a man, of a boy. And that the end of these stories ended when the boy part was stripped away and the girl part came out. So we're in this psychiatric ward thing, and in this universe, homosexuality and lesbianism and bisexuality and transgenderism and all that, it's all illegal. It's all illegal. It's against the law. And so you go through this psychiatric treatment to be cured of it, and there's all these rules. It's like, you know, so I'm in this one, it's like 20 odd rooms or whatever, and they're all boys, and boys aren't allowed to interact outside of the group therapy sessions. They're not allowed to communicate with one another. If they're caught passing notes between each patient, prisoner, whatever, there's discipline. They get things taken away from them. They get sent to the icebox room, cold room with no mattress. And so Bobby's really, really in love with the dark, you know, the bad guy, the dark guy. Not dark skin, but just real macho, big, tough, tattooed guy. So that'd be about age 18, 20, whatever, in this story. And so Bobby is disguised as, yeah, it's a rule that Bobby has to speak with a man's voice, disguise her voice, and wear a mask, and all these rules. She's not allowed to come out, and definitely not allowed to pick up boys, you know. So she can only use her eyes to communicate in reality to the others. But yeah, obviously most of everybody's like, this is a real oddball, this is somebody that's different. What the hell, what's with the mask, what's with the funny voice and things like that. And so she develops this quote-unquote pretend hatred for this guy that she's attracted to. In the sessions, she really comes out against everything he says. And there's the arguments back and forth, and Bobby's disciplined for having such a negative attitude towards this guy. And sent to the ice room quite a number of times. She's just not coping at all, trying to pretend to be a guy, just absolutely hates it. Yeah. Sorry, there's a parrot just sitting on the branch of the tree there. Not a parrot, budgie, whatever. Bright, colourful bird. Don't you know your names of your birds? No, not really. Yeah. So somehow, I've forgotten the story. It's pretty old. So she's bunked in with this guy, this gay guy that's not attracted to trans at all. And every room has a security camera, cameras and microphones and hidden mics, and so they can't really communicate, but they create this way of whispering softly so that the cameras can't pick it up. And she asks Ryan if he could pass the message on to Mike to say that, hey, I'm in love with you, but I'm just giving you shit in therapy because I'm so frustrated I can't have you. And so there's no way for Ryan to pass this message on to Mike, because if he gets caught, he'll get sent to the icebox room and have his paints and his canvases and all that taken away and punished. And somehow he puts this note in this fist, and he bumps into Mike, and they kind of have a scuffle, a bit of a fight, and he drops this note into Mike's pocket. So Mike's kind of goes to his room, and he turns his back on the cameras in the ceiling, so he kind of hides under his blankets at night with the torch on his phone, and he reads the note, and he goes, okay, I knew that was I kind of knew that something like that was going on. She's too aggressive with me. And on the note she's got, I'm a girl trapped in a guy's body, help me, help me. And so what happens is the note is found. There's like a not emergency, but a surprise drug test, note test on all the prisoners. And so the note is found. Bobby's sent to the what do you call it, the head of the prison? Oh God, I'm always using him as a character. the guard, the warden, sorry, the warden. How can you forget a word as simple as that? So, and the warden basically drugs her with this combination of meth and pee, which is the same thing, and heroin and opium, which is probably the same thing. Just this concoction. And Bobby's like out for days and days and days. And she's about to be syringed by this warden. And Mike and Ryan, they storm into the room and they beat the crap out of the warden and rescue Bobby. And the police are called in and the FBI are called in, and it's discovered that the warden is having sex with a couple of the guards and all this illicit stuff's going on in there, and the whole thing's shut down. And Bobby comes out as the girl that she is, and they waltz off into the sunset and live happily ever after. Ryan picks up with Scott, and Bobby ends up with Mike, and they live happily ever after. Bye.